Hoodoo Gurus are a rock band from Australia, specifically from Sydney. They're led by a guy called Dave Faulkner, who's their primary singer and songwriter. They were formed in 1981. They've had a string of hits, presumably in Australia. They've had one 6-year break, but other than that, they're still going. They've had 5 ex-members, which actually isn't a huge number for that length of time. They've had a pretty stable membership, and they have released 10 studio albums. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was the first album by Hoodoo Gurus, and I've seen descriptions that describe this as rock, new wave, that sort of thing, power pop. I kind of veer towards the kind of pop punk or the new wave kind of description for this. As always, let's try and describe that a bit. It's tight, it's kind of quite immediate, it's got that kind of poppy feel to it of stuff that is going to have an immediate appeal. It's got some jangly guitar stuff going on in quite a nice way. It's fairly varied. There's definitely kind of variations in the production and in the way they've used instrumentation and in the rhythms and stuff that's being used. It's quite boppy. It seems quite upbeat generally, although not all the songs are thoroughly upbeat. We'll get to that in a bit, but there's a bit of a dark sense of humour here at times. They remind me somewhat of the B-52s, maybe, Wall of Voodoo, if you know what they're like, and from Britain, Adam and the Ants, and Tenpole Tudor. Quite strongly of Tenpole Tudor. His voice sounds quite a lot like Tudor Tenpole. If that's his name, I might have got that wrong. It's a fairly dramatic voice, but not as dramatic as the guy from the B-52s or Stan Ridgway from Wall of Voodoo, but it's tending towards that kind of slightly dramatic, even slightly camp at times voice, but not hugely. Some of the songs are straightforward. There's a couple of kind of love/breakup songs in there. And some of those are some of the songs that have been released as singles. I'm less bothered by those. I'm more interested in the more bizarre songs on this album, which are often kind of story-based stuff. So I particularly liked, or I want to pick out Leilani, which I liked, and Zanzibar, which I liked, and I Was a Kamikaze Pilot, which I like the idea of, possibly musically less strong for me, and Dig It Up, which, if I've heard it right, is quite a bizarre song overall. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. So I found it engaging. I like the variety. I like the grooves that they've got. I like the kind of bizarreness to some of the songs. It was a reasonable win for me. What do you think? I always like to hear what other people think of these albums, so please talk to me through the comments box, and that's it from me for now.